Yo, we see a former son for fast and I see a share my Omagana Bako channel to OGB for short. So now if this is your first time watching us, hit the subscribe button. Now we as well hit the notification bell as well, so that you'll be updated anytime we have new information be about to her. And we share best subscribe to our channel. Now we share videos so now for any bintin when you be entry. Now you can follow Omagana Bako via Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Automatic man on should say obey sir. And then a program I did we know educate. And information liberally very viable, very important one. Ubetuma follow Omagana Bako via Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Yes, now TikTok and so. Let's delve really, straight. Let's go straight to the point. And that the chichima and I reaction de Brown, and Komobia Corso, a professor, the friend Professor Lumumba. Yeah, I'm saying, Obienu, this man is known for his, big English words and stuff. But this time around, he's having a conversation that, in line with OGB's ideology and where OGB want to go. Ghana for Monyano Insiboni. Now, there is also another flip side of the coin, which is there is other argument or food of thought, be a what and somewhat pay air kaimwa, and we really have to really think about it. A different perspective. But make try and have a conversation with we. Niente Africa a team baby team, and then what we need to do, because we lay down all the fundamental and the solution. Timo the mama you go to Emra na you go to Eba. Now, the second aspect. Thank you very much.
If we are to achieve a single currency and a single passport and visa-free travels, when do you think this will take place?
I think it is achievable, in my view, if there is commitment within the next 10 years.
10 years?
I think so. Let's be, particularly when you talk about a single currency, there are certain fundamentals that must be put in place. So I would be one who would want the fundamentals to be put in place. The West Africans tried to do it in the context of the ECO, which was then hijacked by the French. In the East African community, we even had a deadline. We ought to have had a single currency by the year 2014. We lost that. We now claim we are going to have it in 2024. It won't happen. So there are certain fundamentals which, if put in place, I give it a maximum of 10 years, but I believe we can work a little bit faster on the question of free movement of people. Once we deal with border issues and the issuance of identity cards, that can even be done in the next 5 years, because within East Africa it's already achievable. Within SADC is already achievable. Within West Africa under ECOWAS is already achievable. The only problem we have is in Central Africa. But if we do that and we have a commitment and a plan of action, then it can be done. And that is why I am disappointed with the AU. After Nkosazana, Dlamini Zuma left, and we have the gentleman called Faki, there's been no movement in the things that are Pan-African. We have had Awuda Nepad, nothing to write home about. Africa Agenda 2063, not much to write home about. And now the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, which came into force in 2021, and I believe that there is work to be done. But we must have a sense of urgency. The sense of urgency that the Osage for Kwame Nkrumah demonstrated on 24th of May, 1963, it must happen now. And if it doesn't happen now, then we must be angry with ourselves. It can't be done.
It can't be done. 10 years, that's not a long time.
It is a very short time.
It's a very short time.
When you are dealing with the lives of nations, it's a very short time.
Absolutely, and it will change a lot of things.
Let me tell you, look at intra-African trade now. At the very best, it is not more than 25%. At the very best. We can, if we change that to be 85%, how many jobs would be created? You would create jobs in the hundreds of millions. China succeeded in pulling up 800 million from poverty within 30 years. We can now make it shorter because we can learn from the mistakes that China made.
Yeah.
We are a market of 1.4 billion. If you can put the purchasing power, we have our currency called the Afro, and you ensure that the per capita income of every African is 1,000 Afros. and you then ensure that they are spending, that we are the tourism sector, people are visiting the island of Goree, people are visiting the stone houses in Zanzibar, people are going to Monomotapa and all those things, Swakopmund in Namibia, then internal tourism itself, you would have nearly 200 million moving within the continent and spending money within the continent. Textile industry, we are no longer importing. Shoes, we are no longer importing from Italy. Beef, we are eating our own beef. Water, we are no longer buying Dasani. We are no longer buying Coca-Cola. We are buying our own drinks. You can imagine what that can happen. That we have all this fast food, but fast food, it is not Coca-Cola, it's not Kentucky Fried Chicken, it is Mahamri from Tanzania. Can you imagine? You know, sometimes when I think about those possibilities, people would be coming here.
They will.
Yeah. But we are exporting work. Now you see African countries saying that the only place where our young daughters can be employed is as slaves in the Arab world. Modern day slavery in United Arab Emirates, in Bahrain, in Brunei, Dar es Salaam, and in Oman, and in Saudi Arabia. And we call those jobs. We are training doctors in Nigeria, training doctors in Ghana, training doctors and nurses in Zimbabwe, and then we are sending them as finished products to work in the British health system, in the American health system, in the Canadian health system, in the Australian health system, while all the diseases that we thought we had conquered are now back with a bang in the continent of Africa. We are importing all our pharmaceutical products, yet the primary ingredients for those pharmaceutical products come from here. No African country is making phones. The best we are doing is assembling. We have no car manufacturing. We are importing batteries, and yet lithium is here.
The vast majority of it.
Coltan, the single most essential ingredient in a mobile phone, the Democratic Republic of Congo is its home. Lithium, you go to Zimbabwe now, you go to Zambia now, you go to Malawi now, you go to Somalia now. That is the home of lithium. So, I mean, sometimes when you think about it and you look at how narrow we are in agriculture, what can we not grow? In power generation, look at the Inga Dam in the Democratic Republic of Congo. What can it not generate? In solar energy, you go to Namibia, what can we not generate? You go to the entire Sahelian region, we can generate. And there is not a single African country that is making solar panels. We are importing them from Germany or Vietnam. Can you believe it?
It's hard to. And I was speaking to Kambale Musavani from Congo, and he said Congo alone can produce enough electricity to power the whole of the continent and food for the whole continent. Absolutely. A single country.
Yes, it can. Congo only.
Only Congo.
Tanzania can do so with 80% arable land, cashew nuts. Tanzania can supply the whole world. Malawi can supply us with onions. Nigeria can do that. Ghana can do that. I mean, you can go country by country. You know, we are sleeping on our talents.
Yo, Abusia, you are woman, welcome back. You can follow my Ghana back on via Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Or my man, we shall say, obey your sir. Yes, I will TikTok on so. I feel share video for you being Tina Obunya. Now, what team come to share course we are? We'll be an interview, no, and I will be South Africa. The entire country. And I will be a mania or more natural resources. Or can be this a Congo. So, Congo, lithium, mineral, it is a gold, and as a diamond, and a bauxite. All these mobile phones, any your friend is electric cars, and those electronic and your iPad and tablet now, enormous money now. The raw materials when you make those things, you know. Africa. Congo no one's what can be one will be a fan of River Congo. Congo no air in Sweden. A bet me a produce electricity in ya, your friend is saying, in Zoom, I find hydro electric power. HEP. The whole of African continent, no, and yes, maybe Congo no come. But we Congo, yeah, too. War. And this has gone on since I was young. Inti nkrofo ya ye ka omasemi omba akro mu na oma destabilize wonsemi now what here ye nkotie nkomo bi ekọ so South Africa ansa na netwa your friends Professor Nonsense na concluding man ye kwaputie when you spill the beans and I say what kind of twitch there nipa no wo bra wusuno ya na nkrofo se kwa nkroma ne se kopoma brofo no South Africa Mandela wampamom omotena ho oma ye ntie ne ekọ so e wo studio oba ye ne nkasa ye nua Africa has a population of about 1.4 billion. Oma yenkotie obi ni studio ne opani bi oyeye na ba a true conclusion.
It's a very narrow perspective. That's the most unfortunate part of this.
It's not a perspective, it's a real fact.
Do you care about the starving millions of African people in this country?
I care
Do you
more.
care about the farm workers who are being oppressed in this country? Do you care about the fact...
Don't interrupt me. I've finished. Thank you. Bye. Take where the shit. Bye.
Okay.
And you won't dare.
Mr. Visagie,
You won't dare interrupting me once
you
more.
very much.
Take away this man.
thank you very much. Touch me, and you'll be in trouble. Touch me on my studio.
You touched me.
Touch me on my studio. Touch me on my studio.
You touched me.
And
Take away his arm.
touch me on my studio.
Take away his arm from
Touch
me.
me on my studio. Touch me on my studio.
I touch you on your studio.
Touch me on my studio.
I touch you on your studio.
You don't do that.
Yo, don't touch him. Wait. Let's just go. Yeah, let's go.
I am not finished with you.
Mr. Visagie, stop threatening this woman. Mr. Visagie, I'm telling you, stop it now. Would you stop it now, Mr. Visagie?
I won't stop it. You try to stop me.
Mr. Visagie, why are you threatening this poor woman? What has she done to you? She's expressing her views.
She's talking about the capitalist whites. Why do you think they...
Ebusia, you are warmly welcome back. Say one gaza one when is what there. What was now producer play the video one more time.
And it's a very narrow perspective.
It's
That's the
not a
most
perspective.
unfortunate part of this.
It's not a perspective, it's a real fact.
Do you care about the starving millions of African people in this country?
I
Do you
care more.
care about the farm workers who are being oppressed in this country? Do you care about the fact...
Don't interrupt me. I've finished. Thank you. Bye. Take where the shit. Bye.
Okay.
And you won't dare.
Mr. Visagie,
You
thank
won't
you very much.
dare interrupting me once
you
more.
very much.
Take away this man.
Thank you very much. Touch me, and you'll be in trouble. Touch me on my studio.
You touched me.
Touch me on my studio. Touch me on my studio.
You touched me.
And
Take away his arm.
touch me on my
Take
studio.
away his arm from
Touch me on my studio. Touch me on my studio.
I touch you on your studio.
Touch me on my studio.
I touch you on your studio.
You don't do that.
Yo, don't touch him. Wait. Let's just go. Yeah, let's go.
I am not finished with you.
Mr. Visagie, stop threatening this woman. Mr. Visagie, I'm telling you, stop it now. Would you stop it now, Mr. Visagie?
I won't stop it. You try to stop me.
Mr. Visagie, why are you threatening this poor woman? What has she done to you? She's expressing her views.
She's talking about the capitalist whites. Why do you think they...
Ebusia, what? Papai ote studio and he bisa nasem. Na asem na mama ni bisa no o kan okre akire no. And na all pay point enema bi. That is the essence of or the beauty of journalism. So enema e hankrofo a omuntimi meka e wabonton no. People who sit in the studios omo mega audience no omo betimi address those things no by calling people who are and as omo dwen say profo wenum na wo say ebisa omo ansama disa omo meyam na yamfa pepper into basically to ma the ordinary person the vulnerable person ho ento no enanka e result into atwede na the yame ya wo mo ni say enipa ya tomatena se ama ya threaten wo ba wo to say now in the Western world this will not happen. Nankasa nipa wo to say no brand bi ekuta no ekwan bia so nkeno no is off, but way bit ma happen in Africa. Obi a wono waya ho ba okrum wabesrew se ma ba bi ntena owie ya wababo wabrewusu asan dan nkrofo enkoa and over the shenanigans and they when the boss abetna studio or threatening obi. I don't think it's it papa obi a the obenya ramification bia maybe a best better say. So we tear them on a crowd you were saying, stop threatening this poor woman. That is, you know, an undertone. This is not the language, my brother. This is not language that we use for this man. This guy is a tyrant. He's a coward man. And he's a tyrant. The attitude no a highly despicable. Any say, people like that should sit in a live interview ever in their lives again. He's a bad example for Odwangasa people of his own kind. Obano weni watem wanka bibi ancho. Ghana for some way. I'm sorry, foreigners. Ye the OGB right about intercept Ghana for mudemuhu ebe wudemuno. Foreign right in the moon. Other rights no. And I'm going for now. We are not here to pin or tag anybody. There's a woman or about group. Because all will be a group or could be they are going to feel. That is their ideology. That is their mission. And not in Ghana, foreign companies are almost thrive and prosper more than the local companies. So because of all these things that goes on, Ubinian penny for they will cut a deal with these people, or because of Obi and an individual political interest. Now, because the OGB are not political, not religious, and not ethnic group, no. Now, may conclude my son. They may can't say these things shouldn't be happening right now. But unfortunately, on the other side of our continent, which is Ghana and as Africa to be specific, because of paper money, because of penny phony be and man phony be what these are puppets. Young Profoya, pese, dear from we. One more son of deal. And sometimes I say you are trying to take the bull by the horns, but that would be highly impossible. Ordinarily, you know, because the person you're talking about, look, OGB has an antidote. The conclusion person doing and say, unity of purpose, and a bit to stop all these things here. Near course of African continent, a year cool, some cousin, deeper craving of come hobo. And a moon say, aha, and a bit to me adore a curtains. Enough already. The penny for Nema or Moyan. Now, by an go for a cassette here. All over the world, Mumisa or maybe as a civil war and course will maybe a pair. Mumisa or my banner was a serious woman, and now Musso did the so called developed country, quote unquote, you know. What would you must say? What man you be to say? And son, Kuan Gravoyana, what man fat your friend say, it too, and Kokumubia. Nyamubazom catch on body for say enough already. Now, OGB is not here to condole anybody, or not say they will be aye. We are quote unquote politically neutral. We are not religious, non-ethnic, and non-political group. But we are here to speak to issues, make argument, and also what? Prescribe solution. The solution I prescribe, we have to unite. And to say that you crew, yes, I don't know. It be an essence. They be a cat, who do a few to country airport, who do not Bosnia, who ban before Quadrientino, who be the one. I was a yes, I must answer. With two crew, but now we are quiet. If yes, pay you. And son of coming from my ever. And catch them say it be intimacy view. So never way across our African continent studio will be back with the two beaters. It's possible. Ebusia, me do be see if a super way and cherish. Now put up our website www.omaganabakuma.org. www.omaganabakuma.org. Court na register na bedom ko batan kese etise OGB na yo adze woye. No matter where you are, what you are, nimde bia wo bia no. OGB demo. Ebusia yo man kuma pa ebesi bio. Ebe share bio. So adeta na no si na se one thing can be wa. Na mo so for fransa ko ene me demo esia OGB right and Ghana Africans omona and on board. I'm sorry asene. My day jumedi ebrewo. Thank you very much.
Hi good people, so let me introduce to you the new app and service in town. It is the OGB Ride. If you're thinking a private car to any destination, OGB Ride is the new app. Well, for your comfort, for your security, now there are categories like the comfort ride, the taxi ride, and the luxury ride. Now you want to download the app today. Patronize made in Ghana. It is by the people, for the people. If you're thinking development and jobs for young people, OGB Ride is the thing. This is our own. So download the app today and you won't regret it.
OGB Ride, OGB Ride, OGB Ride, OGB Ride. Yeah. You see OGB.